Happy Friday. Here's an AFN news update for you. I'm Bronson Woodruff. Israeli fans and protesters clashed overnight after a soccer match in Amsterdam, leaving 5 people hospitalized and 62 arrested. Police said that today. Dutch authorities said attackers systematically targeted Israeli fans. It was not clear how the violence began. Dutch and Israeli leaders denounced the violence as anti-Semitic. Amsterdam's mayor told reporters Friday that the Dutch counter-terror watchdog said there was no concrete threat to Israeli soccer fans before the game. Condemnation of the violence poured in from Jewish groups. Israel's foreign minister left on an urgent diplomatic trip to the Netherlands. Security concerns have shrouded matches with Israeli teams in multiple countries over the past year because of global tensions linked to Hamas and Hezbollah terrorist attacks against Israel. Back here in the States, a federal judge on Thursday struck down a Biden push to ease restrictions on giving citizenship to illegals married to U.S. citizens. The program allowed illegal immigrants who are spouses and stepchildren of U.S. citizens to apply for a green card without first having to leave the country. A Texas-based U.S. District Judge J. Campbell Barker put the program on hold in August, days after applicants filed their paperwork. Barker ruled Thursday the Biden administration had overstepped its authority by implementing the program and had stretched the legal interpretation of relevant immigrant law, quote, past its breaking point. President-elect Trump has named Susie Wiles, the de facto manager of his victorious campaign, as his White House chief of staff. She is the first woman to hold the influential role. Wiles is widely credited within and outside Trump's inner circle for running what was by far his most disciplined and well-executed campaign, and was seen as the leading contender for the position. She largely avoided the spotlight, even refusing to take the mic to speak as Trump celebrated his victory early Wednesday morning. Wiles' hire is Trump's first major decision as president-elect, and one that could be a defining test of his incoming administration, as he must quickly build the team that'll help run the massive federal government. Wiles doesn't bring much federal government experience to the role, but has a close relationship with the president-elect. Republican David McCormick has won Pennsylvania's pivotal U.S. Senate seat against 3-term Democratic Senator Bob Casey. McCormick is the former CEO of the world's largest hedge fund. The victory pads Republicans' majority in the Senate, which they wrested from Democratic control this week, and clocked in as the nation's second most expensive race. So Republicans knocked off Democrats in the 2 perennially contested U.S. House seats in eastern Pennsylvania, while U.S. Rep. Scott Perry, one of the hardest-right members of the chamber, survived a challenge in a southern Pennsylvania district with more moderate politics. The defeats of 6th-term Rep. Matt Cartwright and 3-term Rep. Susan Wild came as the GOP's U.S. House majority hung in the balance, and Democrats seek a last line of resistance to Donald Trump's second-term White House agenda. The Republican victories also ensure that the GOP has recaptured a majority of the state's congressional delegation, now 10-7, since the party lost it in a slate of 2018 defeats. Republican Bob Bresnan, a first-time candidate and developer who runs a family construction company, beat Cartwright in a district around Scranton and Wilkes-Barre. And meanwhile, Ryan McKenzie, a member of the State House of Representatives, beat Wild in a district around Allentown. That'll do it for this AFN News Update. Much more news from a Christian perspective is available on afn.net. Have a great weekend. I'm Bronson Woodruff.